It's the dawn of a new maritime era for India. New Delhi has unveiled 3 new naval titans: frigate INS Nilgiri, destroyer INS Surat, and attack submarine INS Vaghsheer. All 3 of them were made in India for the Indian Navy. Now, this is a remarkable milestone, commissioning all 3 assets in one go. These new additions symbolize 3 main things: India's naval prowess, its growing self-reliance, and its moves to counter China in the Indian Ocean region. Our next report brings you all the details.
It's a first for the Indian Navy and a historic moment for the country. India has simultaneously commissioned 3 naval giants, 2 indigenously developed warships, the INS Nilgiri and the INS Surat, and an attack submarine, the INS Vaghsheer.
21वीं सदी की नेवी को सशक्त करने की तरफ हम एक बहुत बड़ा कदम उठा रहे हैं। ये पहली बार हो रहा है जब एक डिस्ट्रॉयर, एक फ्रिगेट और एक सबमरीन तीनों को एक साथ कमीशन किया जा रहा है। और सबसे गर्व की बात कि ये तीनों फ्रंटलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म्स मेड इन इंडिया है।
There's a lot of firsts for New Delhi here. All 3 were made in India itself, and all 3 were commissioned at one go. It's an unprecedented show of maritime prowess and self-reliance, and India's strategic intent to establish itself as a formidable maritime power, while responding to regional geopolitical challenges. So let's look at the Navy's new assets. The first is the INS Nilgiri. It's the flagship vessel of a new class of frigates called Project 17A. It has enhanced stealth features and state-of-the-art technology. The INS Nilgiri can operate without any supporting vessels. The second is the INS Surat. It's part of Project 15B, or Visakhapatnam class. It's a guided missile destroyer weighing approximately 8,000 tons. But the most striking feature is that it's India's first AI-enabled warship. Also, it just took 31 months to go from launch to commissioning. Which brings us to the INS Vaghsheer, the 6th Scorpion-class submarine under the Kalvari class Project 75. It's known as a hunter-killer submarine. It has superior stealth features and can take on a range of missions like intelligence gathering and anti-surface warfare.
ये तीनों प्लेटफॉर्म्स भारतीय नौसेना की क्षमता को सशक्त एवं प्रभावशाली बनाएंगे। इससे हमारे सामुद्रिक हितों की सुरक्षा और भी मजबूत होगी। मुझे यह बताते हुए बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि नौसेना ने अपना हाई टेम्पो ऑफ ऑपरेशंस बरकरार रखा है। इससे हिंद महासागर क्षेत्र में हमारे नेशनल मैरीटाइम इंटरेस्ट को सेफगार्ड करने में और प्रधानमंत्री जी के सागर सिक्योरिटी एंड ग्रोथ फॉर ऑल इन द रीजन विजन को सक्षम करने में हम सफल हुए हैं।
This is a push by India to upgrade its naval assets, especially those from the Soviet era, and the government has spent a lot of money on it. In 2024, a record $15 billion was spent on domestic defense manufacturing. That's a 17% rise from the previous year. According to the government, over 75% of the warships are developed in-house. This comes as New Delhi wants to expand its naval fleet. The Indian Navy's present force comprises of about 150 ships and submarines. It wants to take it up to 170 in the next decade. And this commissioning is not merely a statement of military readiness, but a clear response to regional dynamics for strategic influence over the Indian Ocean. You see, China is expanding its naval fleet at an unparalleled pace. Pakistan is collaborating with Beijing to build a 50-ship navy. So India's actions send a message of resolve and capability in the region. This marks a defining moment in India's journey toward maritime self-reliance and strategic preeminence. As these vessels take to the seas, they carry not just weapons, but the aspirations of a nation poised to lead in this century.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines. Detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT. Only on Firstpost.